Discontent. Where does it really come from and why? So, to feel more alive and more in alignment with your desires, we must welcome frequent creativity and creation. I'm talking about your genius zone, so hang in there with me. In other words, when we stop creating new projects, new ideas, not taking action, we feel discontented, bored, frustrated, numb, sometimes even lost, and disconnected from ourselves. Boy, was I there 6 years ago, and it did not feel great at all, and I needed a solution and fast. And that's where the genius zone came in, and that's what I'm talking about today. So we are meant to create. We are born from a universe that is all about creation and change and evolution and inspiration. Sonia Choquette, who is a global intuitive, you may have read her books, seen her videos, she has this great missive about discontent and creativity. So I want to read this to you. Sooner or later in our evolutionary process, each of us begins to realize that it's not the having that fulfills our soul, but rather the act of creating that brings us satisfaction. Contentment in what we've created, no matter how grand, inevitably subsides, and our creative juices once again long to flow. That's why the once ideal partner ceases to mesmerize, the perfect job eventually becomes mundane, and the great adventure becomes tedious. Although there's a lot to be said for enjoying what we have now, we must nevertheless respect the fact that our basic nature as creative beings is to create. All right, so the message here is see your frustration as a longing to learn more, expand more, dare more, and create more. Yeah, couldn't have said it better than myself. So the message really is build a new relationship with your creativity. Love it, nurture it, pay attention to it, reframe it. And that's where the genius zone comes in identifying it and living it and working it in your business. So I encourage you to ask your creativity, literally ask it, what does it desire from you? Okay? Use your intuition, not your head. Use your intuition by literally coming down to your heart space, not your head, and asking your intuition, what do I need to know now for my highest and greatest good about my relationship with my creativity? So why don't you try this? I'm going to give you something to do. Sit still, get quiet, take a nice deep breath into your heart space, right? Move from your head to your heart and your focus, and also in your solar plexus, right? Your power center, right? That's your stomach, okay? And I want you to hold your heart space and hold your stomach area, your power center, and allow the messages to come through by asking that question, okay? Ask your intuition, not your head, okay? The most challenging part of this is quieting your ego and your mind to stop controlling, and then allow the resistance, which is the ego, to be replaced with trust and receiving guidance from your intuition. Okay? This is accessing your zone of genius. This is your highest form of creativity. Wouldn't you much rather be doing that and doing what you love, what comes most natural to you, and doing it long stretches of time without getting frustrated, bored, or even numb? Okay? So by accessing your genius zone, what results is more joy, more of the time in your daily work, and consistent revenues rather than a hit or miss strategy. Okay? So if you're tired of doing long to-do lists, right, being pulled into too many directions away from what you really love to do on a daily basis, and regain up to 6 to 10 hours of your precious time, right, mostly in your highest creativity, enroll and own your genius zone. The early rate ends on Thursday, December 22nd. right? And by the way, your closest relationships are going to notice the difference in you, and that is the price of admission. All right, so the early rate ends on Thursday. Get all the details at marladiane.com/Genius Zone, and I'll put the link here below. And get yourself enrolled with some other high achieving, wonderful creative women and become support for each other as we hang out for 7 weeks and get 2023 started on a high note. All right, I'll see you there.